Up and grabbed Our Best Reason. He's racing reluctantly. Comic Ranger late from last. He's flying home, Comic Ranger. He'll get up, I reckon. He's coming home like a train, Comic Ranger. Grabbed Imperial Surf and registers the hat-trick. Comic Ranger has just beaten Imperial Surf. Now third's a good gap to either Our Best Reason or Mighty Conquest Excels. Further back in the field behind them came Speedy Cheval and well kept with him.
Oh, photo finish all round, but Ron Paps, our caller, pretty sure that Comic Ranger's got up from Imperial Surf, and there is a wall of them for third placing. There will be no third dividend in the race, but there's a photo between numbers 4 and 7 and 5 was also called close up on the race. That's race number 3 at Victoria Park. At Victoria Park, Comic Ranger $1.80 and $1 even. Imperial Surf second, 80 cents. Mighty Conquest got the photo finish for third, but there'll be no return for his third placing. Only 7 horses started. 1, 2, 4, interim race 3, Victoria Park. The opening Tate call on.
It's a fantastic effort. Small field, they'll make his presence felt.
Now they're just about all set to go. Adelanda's Way, a late scratching in Sydney, race 5. All set for the Herald Sprint, and they're off and racing. Uncle Sid was one of the best to jump out. Well, Handout began speedily, and Foamy Ocean was showing toe with Festal in the early part. Western Sovereign drives through. Flash Sam is about midfield when they settled. Uncle Sid gets back now. Isoma was second last, and Search was at the rear. Now Call Me the Breeze gets across, just leads Royal Handout. They're about a length and a quarter clear. Festal third, Western Sovereign fourth. About 2 lengths away, Foamy Ocean, followed by Flash Sam, 2 to Century Judge, and then Uncle Sid around Abstraction, 3 to Isoma, and last of all was Search as they run up to the 600. It's Call Me the Breeze by a length and a quarter. Royal Handout was second, about 2 to Festal third on the outside of Western Sovereign. Now Foamy Ocean running on, Uncle Sid taken wide, then Flash Sam, who got checked before the corner. Isoma well back with Century Judge on the home turn with about 350 to go. Festal badly hampered with. Royal Handout went to the front, Foamy Ocean, and now Uncle Sid are out after him. Uncle Sid on the outside looms up. Western Sovereign gets through. Now Flash Sam is starting to get the gap. The baldy face, Flash Sam has taken the lead. Uncle Sid runs on hard. Flash Sam in front. Western Sovereign fights back, but Flash Sam bursts through. He wins. Flash Sam by a length. Second home was Western Sovereign. Royal Handout third, then Foamy Ocean, followed in by Uncle Sid, Abstraction, then came Festal, Isoma, Century Judge, Search, and Call Me the Breeze knocked up, and he ran last.
Although that race was run in 1:93, the Oakley Plate last week must have been run very fast in the early stages.
Is the big one. Sculptured Arch at $35.70 on the opening call. Arc Regal $8.70 won the Colts and Goldings Prelude last week. Paris Opera $7.65. He started odds-on favourite in that same race. Good Old Ted $4.60, unbeaten in 2 starts. Key Dancer $2.40 and 95. Appleby Fair $44.05. Rickabite at $5 and $1.70. Mabrook $13.70. 9 is True Label $40.80. Number 10, Beijilla, $36. 11, Courtsa. Look at that for value at this stage. $3.10 for the win and $2.10 for the place. Number 12, Dancer's Choice, unbeaten in 2 starts in Adelaide, $6 and $1.80. 13, Saloon Rule at $2.20 and 90 cents. The richest stakes earner in the field is number 14, Malibu Magic at $19.60 and $4.25. She's won over $500,000 in prize money. And number 15 is Malibu Magic stablemate, namely Reganza at $8.50 and $2. Harry White has had 19 rides in the Blue Diamond without ever winning the race. He's got his chance this time on the maiden, number 15, Reganza. Race number 4, the winner Flash Sam paid $3.50 and $1.05. Western Sovereign $2.85. Royal Handout $75. That's race 4, Caulfield. Quinella $47.50. Trifecta $343.35. The race to race double paid $5.05 and the extra double $35.35.
The orange light flickering away on the top of the starting stall, standing out like a real beacon. The gates open, they're off. Oh, what a lovely jump. And Kick Along was best to begin, but quickly headed by Ima Carpenter, Bronze Empress and League on Arms with Investor not far away. And as they settle fully into stride, Ima Carpenter crosses and leads with ease now. It's about a length and 3/4. Moving to a clear second is Bronze Empress. Kick Along third, Investor fourth. And then Ideal Score followed closely on the inside by League on Arms, now losing a little bit of ground with Trilogy Miss. And close up is Magic Gleam. 600 out, Ima Carpenter, 1, Kick Along and Investor. Then Ideal Score, followed on the inside by Leg on Arms. A length and a half to Bronze Empress. Trilogy misses second last, and Magic Gleamer's last. Around the turn in the Star Kingdom, Ima Carpenter a length and 3/4 clear. Leg on Arms has gone through to be second now, and 2 lengths to Kick Along. At the 200, Logue pulls the whip on Ima Carpenter. It's about a length clear on Leg on Arms, and in third place, Magic Gleam coming up on the inside. Ima Carpenter, Logue working overtime, Leg on Arms, and here comes Magic Gleam. Magic Gleam is scooting through on the inner, gains the lead from Ima Carpenter, and then Leg on Arms, and it's Magic Gleam for the money. Second is Ima Carpenter. Third, Leg on Arms, then Ideal School, followed home on the outer by Bronze Empress, Kick Along, Trilogy Miss, and last in was Investor as we go to New Zealand.
Well, that might be the place to be, getting right up on the fence. Magic Gleam for Gavin Duffy will pay about 3.35 and 75. The odds-on favourite Ima Carpenter about 55 cents, and Leg on Arms to pay for the place a little
quickly. One of the best away, Magic Heart, and now Blue Saxony's running up to them fairly quickly, and Telbon Miss is coming across with her. Farika hunts up inside of her, and it's a keen go to the first turn now. We're the leader on the inside, Farika, shaded by Blue Saxony, who draws a length in front. Telbon Miss runs to third, followed by Magic Heart on the inside of Grey Twig. In that division, 2 was Queen's Glove, and they were followed by Tolpa Miss joining Magic Heart. Another 2 to Campari Girl, 2 away Silent Victory, and a half the outside is Seema. Shaping up down the side of the course by the 1,000-metre peg and the Grey Steadies. It's Blue Saxony showing the way by a neck to Telbon Miss. 3 deep Queen's Glove on the outside, Farika the rail. They were followed by Tolpa Miss going up 3 wide around Grey Twig the centre with Farika its inside. Then Magic Heart shuffling 1 away from the rail ahead of Campari Girl Seema, and Silent Victory is the whipper in. In the straight they come, 600 out, and Queen's Glove 3 deep, Grey Twig the centre, and on the inside Telbon Miss head Blue Saxony. She's now back in behind them. Silent Victory runs on Farika likewise. Out deeper on the track there, Magic Heart looking for a run, and then Tolpa Miss and Seema to the outside. Telbon Miss a narrow leader from Grey Twig. Blue Saxony under pressure. Farika the outside, followed further back then by Seema coming late down the extreme outer. It's Grey Twig after Telbon Miss, Blue Saxony the rail, and Farika. It's Farika the outside trying to peg back Telbon Miss. Farika inch by inch is wearing down Telbon Miss. She's coming home hard. Farika races to Telbon Miss, and it's nearly a dead heat. Telbon Miss or Farika, Grey Twig, Seema. Blue Saxony didn't find a great deal. They were followed by Campari Girl and Magic Heart. Queen's Glove never got on the track. Further back in behind that division then, near the inside running, pulling up quickly. Tolpa Miss was one of the last ones home. Silent Victory running up past a couple.
Well, very tight finish. Probably I thought number 1 from here, Telbon Miss. Ron thinks maybe Farika number 2, but it's very tight. And for third placing, it could be 3 Grey Twig. Certainly looks like number 3 has definitely got third. It might be 1, 2, 3 race book order, but we'll check on that. Little race number 4, Caulfield. The result there, 10, 6 and 2. Flash Sam, 350, 105. 285, second, 75, third. 47.50, Quinella. 343, 35, the trifecta. Double 505 and the extra double paid 35.35 in Sydney. Race number 4, and the winner was number 1. And that, of course, was Magic Gleam. It defeated 4 Ima Carpenter and 2 Leg on Arms. That was 1-4-2. Victoria Park, though, the interim dividends, 1, 2 and 3. Photos are there. Number 1 did fight back on the inside and win. 540 and 145, the interim dividend for the win and the place. Farika second, 75, and Grey Twig third, 75 cents. The openers on the 5th event at Victoria, 75. Odds-on favourite second, Ima Carpenter, 55 cents. And Leg on Arms, 90. Popular Quinella, 195. Trifecta, 31.50. And the double paid $7.10. Hang 10, Blue Diamond. Watch for good old Ted. Racing. Good old Ted jumped away only fairly. Caught to begin very quickly and missing the start very badly. Saloon Rule, she's 20 lengths away. One of the best out, Sculptured Arts will try and lead, but now good old Ted burns right up on the inside. This very fast 2-year-old clears out a length and a quarter clear. Courts is up running second, Arc Regal on the outside third. Over on the fence was Paris Opera, about a length away Malibu Magic. 2 lengths behind those as they'd settled was Reganza, followed by True Label. Dancer's Choice wide, about 2 lengths to Rechabite. Then came well back Appleby Fair Beigilla, and 10 lengths away last of all Saloon Rule. Running to the corner in the Merv Brown, Hang 10 Blue Diamond. Diamond, and Good Old Ted gave them the slip. Good Old Ted has raced away. Good Old Ted about 5 lengths in front of Arc Regal on the corner. He's got a huge break. Can he keep going? Courts a hard-ridden third, followed by Sculptured Arch. Then came Malibu Magic, Mabrook. Dancer's Choice taken wide and running on from Paris Opera. At the 200, Good Old Ted in front, but Courts has grabbed him. Courts has taken the lead in the Blue Diamond. She's kicked away. Dancer's Choice runs on, but Courts is going to win the Blue Diamond. She's going to bolt him. Courts are first by about 4 or 5 lengths. Second placing tight. Sculptured Arch got there in front of Dancer's Choice and Appleby Fair. Reganza ran on from the Brook and Rechabite. Never a chance. Key Dancer, Arc Regal. Vagilla next in from Good Old Teddy. Hit a brick wall in the last 200. Paris Opera, True Label, Malibu Magic, and Saloon Rule had no luck at all. She missed the start 20 lengths and caught the field, but she's been last to pull up in the 1989 Merv Brown Hang 10 Blue Diamond.
Well, I said the horse that has the luck will be the winner. Certainly Saloon Rule had none. I don't know what happened at the start, but it was definitely 10 to 12 lengths out the back. And one of the first out, although Good Old Ted is a pretty smart horse from the barrier, there's no doubting that Courtser came out as quickly as anything in the race. Shane Dye positioned the horse beautifully, was always going to be the one to beat, and particularly when you think of Saloon Rule having 4.5 kilos, I think it was, on it. It just wasn't to be, but, you know, that's how it was.
Result of the Blue Diamond Stakes. Just run. Courts are $1.65 and 75 cents. Pending a protest, though. The protest is 5th against 2nd and 3rd. 5th horse Reganza against Sculptured Arch and Dancer's Choice. As they stand, 165.75. Sculptured Arch 7.35. Dancer's Choice 190. Quinella 77.70. The trifecta $1,863 even, and the race-to-race double $16.40. But I'll repeat again, protest, a dual protest. It's 5th against 2nd and 5th against 3rd. 11, 1 and 12. The white dark blue braces, she starts from 18. Scalata comes up to barrier number 17. 16 running, the Orlando Wines Classic. They're all set.
Winner's share is $155,000. Stand by for a jump. A field of 14, a couple of late scratchings earlier in the day. A little shuffling from an outside horse. Impazira sitting back a little bit. They're off in the Classic, and Round the World was last out of the barrier stalls. And Tajara didn't jump brilliantly, and Glenview, in company with Paris Weekend, dispute the lead. Moving forward rather quickly is Voltage, followed up there in the early stages by Gal Spray. And then Nova Edition on the inside, and not far away Twining. Life at the top, dropping back a little now. Then Swiftsynd Scalata, followed by Red Express, and then to Two Toe Pays. A length further back, Impazira. Tajara is settling second last, and 2 to Round the World. 1,000 to go. And Paris Weekend, Soul to the front. Clear-cut leader is Paris Weekend now. 2 lengths Gal Spray and Nova Edition. A length Glenview on the box seat. Life at the top, wider. Then Twining, followed by Voltage, and deeper out is at this stage, as they come to the side, Swiftsynd. A length then to Scalata. Red Express, Impazira, followed on the inside by Two Toe Pays. Tajara second last, and Round the World's last. At the 600, Paris Weekend, 3/4 Nova Edition. A length the Glenview working closer. Off the track, Life at the top. 1 Swiftsynd, Gal Spray, Voltage, Red Express, and then Twining. As they swing the corner, Paris Weekend in front. Second posse is taken by Nova Edition. Glenview asked for the big effort now. Gal Spray behind those, and then Swiftsynd. Now at the 250, Swiftsynd looking a danger. Goes to Paris Weekend. Glenview not running on as well as anticipated, and here comes the mum to be, Impazira. At the 150, Red Express goes after Swiftsynd. Impazira labouring, but Red Express, stablemate of the favourite, racing clear and will bolt in. Red Express by 3, Swiftsynd second, Twining third. Fourth home was Tajara, then Impazira, followed by Voltage, Paris Weekend, Gal Spray. Round the World, Life at the top. Glenview faded right out of it from Two Toe Pays, and the last 2 in were Scalata and Nova Edition.
11.
The listed race, the Ansett Tattersalls Cup. It's a good line. They're perfectly behaved. Racing, Neville and Louder slow to begin. Blast the Glass began fairly. Mahogany Row pinged out running. Led from Gully Wind, Scorndale and Delonte prominent with Posh Harry and Handy Money and Mr. Rubble. River Crossing in a jam up on the inside. Blast the Glass going around them, and so a Jolly Good Thought. They were followed back behind them by Saratov. She's only 5 or so off the lead. Neville further back in the field and getting back there out of ground with it with Louder. And one or two others. Aravinda is also well back in the field, and so is Harvey Bay. They work onto the side of the course, and Mahogany Row led them up to the 1,050 by 2. Second placing Handy Money on the outside of Gully Wind, getting a beautiful run third the rail. A couple away then Delonte Posite on the inside of Jolly Good Thought from Posh Harry working into it. Scorndale inside of Mr. Rubble, getting back in the field a little. Back there with them too was River Crossing, and also in that division Saratov about to wind up, and he'll put it to the outside. In that division as they come to the turn back of the tail, Novell is one of the last, and Leia Louder is also back there. In the running now, Mahogany Row comes to the 500 clear from Gully Wind away from the rail. Handy Money has Delonte locked away at the moment. Then Jolly Good Thought, Posh Harry, Scorndale struggling. River Crossing the inside, and they were followed then out wider on the track by Mr. Rubble under the whip. Gully Wind after a saloon run in transit has gone to the lead of Mahogany Row. Delonte sticks on with Handy Money, followed further back by Mr. Rubble. It's Mahogany Row, Gully Wind, and now little Delonte's trying to peg them both back. She's coming home like a train. Delonte sweeps to the lead. Down the outside, Novell, but at big luxury odds, salubrious odds, it's Delonte's Tattersalls Cup. Gully Wind second, third Mahogany Row, followed by Leia Louder. They were followed further back by Saratov. A nice run right down the outer. Out there with the 2 was Novell. Back towards the inside section there was Mahogany Row with River Crossing, Jolly Good Thought, Blast the Glass, Posh Harry, Mr. Rubble, Handy Money, and the last one pulling up, Harvey Bay.
Past the post, it'll be 7, 8 and 4. Delonte first, Gully Wind second, and Mahogany Row third. 7, 8 and 4. Let's join Graham and Keith for the rundown of the starters in the field. They're just about set to go. Futurity Stokes Fripon. Lights on, racing. Jetfighter jumped out pretty well. Zedative about 4th best to begin. Marwong got out nicely, and so too did Speeding Fine and Clay Hero, ridden up towards the lead today. Zedative will go to 6th as Redelva goes to 4th and Marwong 5th. Blazing Sword 7th on the inside of El Murder Jazz. 3 lengths to Brooklyn Dodger, and 5 lengths away Seabrigand last of all. Clay Hero just in front, but taken on now by Speeding Fine. By the 1,000, Speeding Fine in front. Leads about a half length to Clay Hero on the orange colours. About 2 lengths to Jetfighter. 1 length away Redelva. 3 lengths away then to Zedative. He races on the outside of Marwong by the 800. A length away El Murder Jazz, Blazing Sword, Brooklyn Dodger. And 2 lengths away last of all was Sea Brigand. It's Speeding Fine in front. He leads by 2 lengths. Clay Hero was second. Jetfighter third. A length away Redelva. 2 lengths away Zedative. He's 5 lengths off the lead. Marwong on the fence. 2 to El Murder Jazz starting to run on. Blazing Sword, Brooklyn Dodger, and last was Sea Brigand. Coming to the turn, it's Speeding Fine. He's 3 lengths in front, and Zedative is 5 lengths off the lead, but closing quickly. Speeding Fine in front of the top of the straight, but look at the big chestnut on the outside. Zedative. Hall gives him a bit of range, slapped up, he grabbed the lead. Clay Hero gets into second placing. Jetfighter tries to get up on the fence, but Zedative, this wonderful 3-year-old, burst away. He's 2 in front of Jetfighter, which is closing quickly. Zedative will win, not all that impressive, but gets there. Zedative about 3/4 to Jetfighter. Redelva third, then Speeding Fine, Blazing Sword, Clay Hero. Marwong, El Murder Jazz failed to fire, and then Blazing Sword, Sea Brigand, and Brooklyn Dodger.
Well, it turned out to be the Zedative benefit, I suppose. I just wonder whether he can see any further than a real strong 1400. It was a good effort to win. He was never ever going to lose. Greg Hall, although about 6 lengths behind at the 600 metres, had him perfectly poised, and the horse itself was going well within itself. When he came round the straight, or turned at the top of the straight a little wide, there was no worries that once he asked Zedative for his effort, he was going to go on and win. But he...
Race 6 at Caulfield was the Futurity. Zedative paid 70 cents to win, 60 cents a place with correct weight. Jetfighter second, returned 140, and Redelva third paid $1.50. The Quinella 390, Trifecta 34.80, and the race-to-race double, very popular. Courtser and Zedative paid $2.10. Race 5 at Rose Hill, the winner Red Express, $13.30 and $2.80 for Bart Cummings. Swiftsynd ran second, $1.70, and Twining third, $2.85. Quinella $52, and the Trifecta paid well, $2,158.30. The double race to race, that is $136.90. In Adelaide, Delonte, $9.90 and $2.35 on the Tattersalls Cup. Gully Wind, $1.20. Mahogany Row, $2.20. Quinella, $32.20. And the Trifecta, $1,068.90. So it was 7, 8 and 4 on Victoria Park. Of course, correct weight is there on the Futurity Stake from Gloucester Park. And what a championship it has turned out to be. Steve, Far Lap Stakes.
Racing now, not a bad break either, and Marimbula Bay, the tote favourite in NSW, bounced out in front from Mirakai. Third position is taken by McGinty's Crown, and then Brinny, followed closely on the outside by No Chaperone, and not all that far back is Nanyatara. As they settle, Marimbula Bay about 3/4 of a length on Mirakai, McGinty's Crown, and then comes Easy Now, and on the inside Nanyatara. One further back is Flight Schedule, followed closely by No Chaperone, Brinny, Royal Parton, Shipwreck, and Big Reps is last as they run past the 1,000 metres. And here on the outside, McGinty's Crown has his nose in front of Marimbula Bay. Easy Now in the third position, followed on the fence by Nanyatara, going around them quickly. Flight Schedule with Royal Pardon. And in that pack of horses, No Chaperone, Shipwreck, Brinny the inside. And one further back is Big Raps, along past the 650. And McGinty's Crown on the outside. And Marimbula Bay are going stride for stride. Third is Flight Schedule, and Royal Pardon is circling the field as they commence the run around the bend. Here's a race and a half. Marimbula Bay in front, McGinty's Crown dropping off. Second placing is Flight Schedule, followed by Nanyatara the rail. No Chaperone made the bend awkwardly, and then Royal Pardon, but now it's Flight Schedule racing to the lead. 300 to go. It's a half length on Marimbula Bay, and then Royal Pardon. Further back is Big Rap starting to come home well at the 150, and Flight Schedule just leading Marimbula Bay, getting his second win. Big Raps as runs entered, then Shipwreck on the outside. Flight Schedule, Marimbula Bay kicking back. Flight Schedule, Marimbula Bay, Flight Schedule. Flight Schedule's won it a short half head to Marimbula Bay. Third home was Shipwreck, and then came Nanyatara. Further away then Royal Pardon and Big Raps, Brinny, followed by Easy Now, No Chaperone, McGinty's Crown, and Mirakai was last.
Well, they staged an excellent war all the way down the straight. 1 Marimbula Bay, Malcolm Johnston, and 9 Flight Schedule, Ken Russell. Looks like 9's got there just in front of 1. If it does, $4.10 and $1.25 the expected should pay for the first horse. About 90 cents the place for Marimbula Bay, and 4 Shipwreck. About $1.05. 9, 1 and 4 most likely, but there is a photo. Race number 6. 7th race starts from barrier number 8.
The Colts second in the Blue Diamond today. Ready to go, and away they go now. Pretty tidy start. Pill Dapper showing good speed. He's looking for the early lead. He has it for the moment from Dazzling Demon. Around the outside, Military Playboy is putting on the pressure. Nam Quetta is nicely positive about 4th. Just in behind those Supremacy, who's trapped 3 deep. In the centre, Mr. Casual. Lord Fripp on the rail. 2 lengths further back in the field, then came Light the Lot, and a couple to Taranui. Racing along the far side of the course onto the side, and the leader is Military Playboy by about a length and a half to Pill Dapper. A length away third, Nam Quetta and Dazzling Demon, joined by Supremacy, 3 deep off around them. Further back in the pack then Mr. Casual, who's travelled up nicely. Back in behind them within a length and a half to 2 came Light the Lot on the outside of Lord Fripon, and 2 1/2 to Taranui. They go past the 900 onto the 800 metre mark, and the leaders are joint leaders now. Military Playboy, Pill Dapper, and 3 deep Supremacy getting to them. Nam Quetta on the outside of Dazzling Demon, with Mr. Casual travelling up well behind them. It's had a lovely run throughout. Back on the inside, Lord Fripon from Light the Lot, and a couple away to Taranui. Into the running at the 600 metre mark. Military Playboy the leader, from Pill Dapper the outside. Mr. Casual's about to hook around their heels. Had a bump though with Nam Quetta. Dazzling Demon the inside Supremacy. Taranui's not picking them up all that quickly at the moment. He's running behind them. Out wide of Lord Fripon, and they were followed by Light the Lot. Pill Dapper rests the lead away momentarily from on the inside Military Playboy. Now Courtney getting through the pack on Taranui. Mr. Casual is there with it. He had to check it again, Taranui. Lord Fripon joined in on the outside. Mr. Casual, after a beautiful run in transit, raced to the lead. Lord Fripon goes to second. Now Taranui climbing over the top of them, but Mr. Casual in front close to home. Oh, the ride deserved to win it. Mr. Casual gets there from Lord Fripon. Third, Taranui got into trouble. Military Playboy and Pill Dapper, they were followed further back in the field behind them by Light the Lot. Military Playboy in that group too, and they were followed back in turn towards the inside running by Dazzling Demon, Nam Quetta, Supremacy amongst the last in.
9, 4 and 11 it looks like. After the race coming up is the Carline Cup, and a field of 12 to run. Silent Prince is the scratching. First of all, Sydney race 6. Flight schedule with correct weight, 4:10 and 1:25. Marimbula Bay 90. Shipwreck 105. Quinella 10.35 and the trifecta $121.85 to Adelaide. Race number 6, interim dividends, Mr. Casual, $2.80 and $1 even. Lord Fripon paid 85 cents. And number 11 is Taranui. And it ran 30, paid 70 cents. Very unlucky. It climbed over the heels of the first two horses, but just couldn't get a clear crack of them. Kept ducking in. 9, 4 and 11 interim on race number 6. 2,000 metres, TS Carline Cup, and they're off and racing. Apollo Run on the inside, jumped away pretty smartly with Ascot Lane. Fendleton superimposed, hunted up towards the leading division. Up there in the early part as well was Black Charleston, and they were followed by Dandy Andy. Mr. Dynamite gets back, Dial Tone's actually second last, and Argonaut Style settled down last of all. After going a couple of 100 metres, and Fendleton goes across and leads about a half length. Black Charleston second, 2 lengths to Ascot Lane. He goes up on the inside to be third, Podgoran fourth. 3 lengths to Superimpose in 5th placing from Dandy Andy, the top weight. Apollo Run buried up on the inside of Concordance, about a length away Amboise. They were followed by Dial Tone, Mr. Dynamite, and 2 lengths away Argonaut Style, 15 lengths off the lead. Well, Black Charleston has taken over with 12.50 to go, and he's raced out about 5 lengths in front of the paces, very good. In second placing, Fendleton, a length away Podgoran, the Kiwi. A length back on the inside, Ascot Lane. They were followed by Superimpose. Going up 3 deep was Dandy Andy. Black Charleston doing Bow Rogue tactics. He's out 10 lengths in front. Concordance was back midfield. Apollo Run hemmed in on the fence. A length and a half away, Dial Tone, followed by Mr. Dynamite and Argonaut Style. Down the side, 800 metres left to go. Black Charleston, well, he did these same tactics in this very race 12 months ago, and he won that day. And Black Charleston is out by 6 lengths. Fendleton in second placing, Podgoran third. A length away, Dandy Andy, hunted up to be fourth. They're closing on the leader. Superimpose fifth, and then came Amboise, Ascot Lane, Concordance. Around the outside, Argonaut Style. Apollo Run, nowhere to go. Dial Tone second last, and Mr. Dynamite shuffled back to last. On the corner, Black Charleston in front, 300 to go. He'll straighten up about 2 clear. Fendleton second, hard ridden. Third, Podgoran, followed by Superimpose. Apollo Run taken to the inside, then Dandy Andy. Superimpose has taken the lead from Black Charleston, 200 to go. Dandy Andy is starting to flash home. Superimpose burst away. He's got a winning break. He'll bolt it. Superimpose first, second Dandy Andy, third Apollo Run. Then came Dial Tone, Black Charleston. Concordance had no luck from Podgoran. Then came Mr. Dynamite, Apollo Run, Fendleton, Amboise, and last in was Ascot Lane.
Well, I don't know how Mr. Vic Rail's going to take that, but Bow Rogue Vic's just run or Superimpose has just broken the track record by 0.5 of a second.
Caulfield race number 7, Superimpose, $1.15 and 75. Dandy Andy, $1.40. Apollo Run, $1. Quinella, $7.65. Trifecta, $35.50. The race-to-race double paid $1.35. Daddy Double was also quite popular, $4. And also the Quadrella, $39.05 was very popular. Correct weight is there, 2, 1 and 3. The openers... Racehorse owners and trainers dream of winning the Melbourne Cup. Greyhound owners and trainers dream about the Australian Cup. The $120,000 Classic is the most prestigious in the nation. Part owner and trainer George Butis has a lifetime ambition staring him in the face. You see, he's got the dog to win it. The fawn canine next to him named Elf. He's brilliant, he's smart on and off the track, but he's unlucky. How unlucky? Well, in the last 12 months, fractured and broken bones in his legs and pulled and torn muscles in his back and thighs. In all, 5 times he's officially broken down. But despite all the mishaps, Elf has won more times than he's been beaten. George wades and swims his star, not taking the risk of permanent injury on the training track. And the recent spate of hot weather has left the tracks rock hard, too risky.
I bet my life on it. It wouldn't be the hardest try in Australia than that dog. He's got more guts than any dogs I ever had. Because to put up with that sort of injuries and he's keep running, I reckon this is the reason. It's the main reason he's getting such a bad injuries, because he won't pull up, he won't ease. He's just a ferocious chaser. He just wouldn't know how to give in.
Acupuncture is a method Butis uses to keep Elf sound. The dog feels no pain. In fact, he quite enjoys it.
And you turn him over, eh?